that. Right now, on the screen, Persistence has a 4-2 record. Meanwhile, High Voltage 0-6. Persistence with an average spread of 38.5 wins, and an average spread for High Voltage is negative 61.3. So right now, it seems like a pretty lopsided matchup.
Yeah.
Salty, what do you think High Voltage needs to do to somehow get a win against Persistence today and upset them?
I don't know. In my mind, the matchup isn't looking too good for High Voltage here. Maybe they could like clean up their team play a little bit and just coordinate well with each other. Persistence is just a more established and way more experienced team, so it's kind of hard to really see a way for High Voltage to win here.
Okay. Zach, what do you think? What do you think they can do to steal a win? Even if they don't get 2 or 3, what do they do to steal their first win?
I know, it's hard to say. Yeah, I think that High Voltage, they did something special in week 1 just by showing, hey, we're here. We're playing a little bit better than we did last season. We got a hot logo. Those are the important parts of a good team, okay? But Persistence, okay, they're just showing again and again, look, we know what we're doing. We've got this. Even though they took those 2 losses, they didn't take them too hard. I gotta say, they did not take them too hard. High Voltage, I think Salty really had the hit on the nail there. I think that High Voltage really needs to just work coordinated with each other and maybe even focus this season on just regrouping and figuring out some good strategies going into next season. I hate to say it. I hate to put it that way, but it might just be the truth.
But I think you do put out a good point where I always look for teams that are not doing as hot. Is the assist column. A lot of people like to focus on kills and specials and paint and all that. I like to focus on assists because it means you're not getting a good 2v1 or 2v2 matchups if you have low amount of assists. It means you're trying to get solo kills. High Voltage, I know they can get solo kills, but I need to see them work together and get more assists because right now they're only getting 3 assists a game.
Right.
That is crazy low compared to Persistence, who has almost 14 assists a game. They seem to be having a lot more teamwork together. So we'll see if they can pull it off. We are ready for game number 1. Let's get the hype in chat. Those boomer Zach emotes if you have them. If not, throw out a pog, throw out whatever you have, because it's time for game number 1 of week 3. Let's jump on it. Alright, as we said, we're going to Snapper Canal Tower Control. First up, we have Persistence in the yellow and High Voltage, ironically or fittingly, in the purple. Salty, what are you seeing as far as team comps coming out here today? Anything cool? Anything special?
Double armor coming. Oh wait, is that a Kuga? Ooh, interesting. Yeah, no, Kuga's an MVP. That's fun. Now suddenly we want Persistence to win.
Alright, Vanna coming out with the Galugas as we calling out. Already getting some kills here on the map. And it looks like High Voltage is already losing lots and lots of control here. Stormy just chilling on the tower, and no one is in range.
Sheesh! Guys, you can do this. I believe in you. Oh, my word.
Alright, we're looking at quite the shellacking so far. I'm a little bit worried, a little concerned for High Voltage. They need to get someone out here. But again, every time they pop out, it looks like they are just going straight down.
Oh my gosh. As Salty pointed out last week a lot, when you get that 2 checkpoint advantage, it's really hard to recover from that. We've already seen that just a minute into the game.
Yeah, it looks like they make it a KO already. We talked about how hard it is on tower control to actually get those KOs, but already they're to 27. Salty, is there anything that they can do right here? Who needs to step up for High Voltage?
To be fair, this map's kind of bad. I'll get into that after this game, but this map's kind of bad for tower control. But if they want to win this game, they pretty much have to take over the entire map in terms of map control if they want to push us back.
Yeah, and you can see right now Yellow has a ton of paint. Ton of paint, ton of movement. Is that just giving them so many places to flank from? Because they seem to be getting kill after kill after kill.
That And the fact that the tower is closer to the attacking team than the defending team for half the tower route for some reason on this map, which just kind of makes it a bad map in general for tower control. So it's just going to be a really hard push from here for High Voltage to win this game now.
Vanna using those glue guns, coming out for the first time today for sub persistence, and looks like Vanna is just popping off. It's pretty hard to counter a glue gun who knows how to play well, and it looks like that is going to close out the game. Right there, already we see Persistence taking pretty much an easy Game 1 victory.
Easy dubs.
Easy dubs does it. Whew. Man, I mean, it's hard to talk about the game because it just seemed like Persistence from the get-go was getting kill after kill and kill. It wasn't like there was much strategy or much to talk about. I don't know, Salty, you're saying something about the map that you wanted to talk about because I don't know what else to talk about besides I think High Voltage just honestly got dominated right there.
For sure.
Generally when it comes to a good tower map, the worst thing for a tower map is for the tower to move closer to the attackers than to the defenders, and that's one of the issues with Snapper Canal and tower control is that it literally does that for like half of the... Like, it's not until like the tower gets down to like 40 to 30 points that that the tower like becomes easier for the defending team to actually defend than it is for the attacking team to just kind of take control and just get it.
Right. I agree. Luke would probably have something really smart to say back to that, but he yeeted out of here. So, guys, what I'm going to say, I actually have a little bit of intellectual input. Listen. High Voltage, when everyone was alive still, they still decided like, hey, we're gonna stay on the outside. We're not gonna jump in here. I think maybe a more liberal gameplay of let's get out there, let's get those kills might be the better shot this round because they were very conservative, trying to stay alive. But by trying to stay alive, they in turn also got nothing done. They got no kills. I didn't see anybody even when everybody was alive. I saw Persistence trying to get that tower and trying to get it all the way over, and nobody from High Voltage even around that tower trying to shut them down. Come on.
The Persistence Resistance? Is that what you just said?
Actually, you know what?
That was pretty epic.
My Esports League next season, Resistance. You heard it.
That's your team name.
You heard it here first.
Resistance.
Folks. The Resistance against the Persistence. All right.
I like that. Well, we got 8 seconds away. Sorry, I was grabbing the Pro Controller charger here so we don't lose connection as we go and play today. That would be tragic. But we are now ready for game number 2. So hopefully Zach and Salty set us up well. Let's jump into it. All right, fan power, root on High Voltage. They need a win here. They have not found one yet, and they are against a very tough team, Persistence in the blue. Meanwhile, we got a DC. So,
nice.
Just like that, Persistence, please go ahead and just give a win, or High Voltage give a win, sorry, and we'll jump back in. JDC had a DC there, so Ripperoni. Sad day. It doesn't seem like we've had that many DCs this season, but for whatever reason, we had one last week and one here today. But it gives us a chance to say thank you to Soa Kuro 13 and a chance to say thank you to the fans. We are now already at 40 viewers supporting Splatoon 2 Esports. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Much love to those of you who believe in Splatoon as a game. You believe in esports. You believe Nintendo sucks and they don't make esports for us, so we have to make our own.
Take that, Reggie.
Reggie doesn't even work for Nintendo anymore. When are you going to get over that?
No. He's the one who wants to stop us.
Okay.
Because GameStop wants to start their Esports League. And we're not going to let it happen.
The Esports League, whoever can buy up the most used games for most expensive prices.
What do you think is the most what's the most money you could get off of something from GameStop? Like, what's the most expensive thing you could give GameStop?
Can give?
Yeah, like what do you think the highest ticketed item at GameStop
Virtual
is?
Boy.
Ooh, maybe. That might be it. But GameStop doesn't really care about like the
old classics.
or like the rareness of stuff, you know. They're not going to charge over $60.
I mean, let's be honest. All they care about is giving you $5 for something they're going to sell for $50.
Right.
It's like they sell. It's like almost 10 times the amount for.
It is. It legitimately is, and it's because it's so easy. It's convenient, and I've done it many times because you just pile up your stuff and you go.
All right, well, we got JGC back in it, so let's try Game 2 once again, Clan Blitz. Hopefully we don't have any more DCs. That would be great. All right, here we go. Tick number 2. Can we have it happen? We have, of course, Persistence in the purple this time around, High Voltage in the green. Salty, we, of course, are coming to you, as always, as the expert Splatoon player. What are you seeing out of these teams this time around?
Not much of a difference. Bit more long-range weapons than on the side of Persistence with the K-Pro, the Blugas, and the Sloshing Machine. So we'll see how those picks work out for them.
Already High Voltage, 2 people going down right now. It is just JGC and Fetus to defend, but it looks like Persistence is going to get not a score quite yet, but they have quite the amount of plans built up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they score off this. Stormy right there with the throwing. Going to get the first points for Persistence right here. How many more can they get?
My word. Oh my gosh, just some beautiful placement here from Stormy, getting some crazy kills that really they should not be getting, honestly. But it's working. It's working, and there's still some clams getting scored. This base is staying open.
Already to 62. If they're not careful here, finally we have some protection from Rose, and Ashy gets some kills there. They're going to stop him at 62, but already a pretty big push. Now, Salty, do you think Hotel is one of the harder maps to score on Clan Blitz because of those grids?
Depends. Because, I mean, if you have the right weapons for it, it's not too difficult. You know, like a lot of weapons that are just able to kind of stall out. 10 is really good here. Any weapons with bubbles is good here as well. Or just simply a well-coordinated push can also land the power clan into the basket. It's not necessarily difficult, but different, I guess is what I'd say.
Nice play there by Stormy, using special and getting the kills and getting the clams in. Stormy as team captain doing it all here on this K-Pro. I mean, this is just a clinic for Splatoon. If you want to be a good team, just like, I mean, maybe not even team, it just seems like Stormy is doing it all themselves.
This is insane. They are keeping that base open like nobody's business. Who even needs super clams? They don't matter.
Already to 34, I sense a KO, if not on this time, the next time around. They're trying to defend, but here they're going down over and over again. Ashy in the trade, one!
Everyone's down! That's it!
That could be the game. They need 3 more claims. Bear Paw looks like he's going to pick up the last 3. Can he get there in time? Throwing out to the teammates. Sora throwing in one more. Stormy, and there's the KO. Wow, Persistence is showing up here today.
Gosh.
I'm so impressed here how well they're playing together. They are just, again, putting on a clinic for how to play Team Splatoon.
Golly! Jeez!
Wow.
That is insane.
Salty, I want to hear your thoughts about Persistence. I know in week 1 they lost twice to regular gamers, but ever since then it seems like they're ramping up and already 2-0 against High Voltage. Do you think they're getting hotter and hotter as a team working together?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like outside of the league and as well as in the league, with their growth as a team has definitely showed over the past month.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Persistence here, Zach. I don't know. You're like wondering in the first week, is this like a mid-range team?
Right.
Are your thoughts now changing as they just keep rolling over teams, it seems like?
I know, man. I don't know, because who did we see Persistence play against last week? Do you remember?
Last week, I believe they played against... Let me check the tapes because I think I have it right here. They played against... Lunar Tide.
Okay.
So, again, another team that hasn't gotten a win yet.
Right.
But...
So that's the thing, is we're seeing some crazy plays against these two teams that are both, I believe, both are 0-6. Now, I mean, that's changing now, obviously. But I don't think that there's anything too crazy about that, to be honest. Like, they're in this third spot, and I think maybe they do belong in that top 4. But do they belong in that winning spot of the turn of this season? I don't know yet.
I think for high voltage, I'm sensing that it's really hard for these teams that aren't, used to playing competitive as much, going against a team like Persistence who has, experience in other tournaments and leagues. It seems like they're just so much more coordinated. And I think high voltage can take away, even if they don't get this third win, they can look at a team like Persistence and say, wow, they are not just good at the game, because high voltage has really good players.
Right.
But they don't seem to have the coordination. Yes. And so I don't think that's something they can fix in the third game, but you never know. Mm-hmm. But maybe after this they can see their need and their lack of coordination. That's something they can continue to work on.
For sure.
We'll see. Looks like teams are ready to go for Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard. We'll see if High Voltage can pick up a win, or will Persistence get that 3-0 that they're looking for. All right, here we go. Game number 3, Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard. High Voltage looking for the first win of the league, the first win of today. We'll see if they get it out here in the blue. Salty, do you give them a chance with the weapons you're seeing? I see Ashy on a Nautilus. That gets me a little excited, at least. Anything else you're seeing that gets you a little excited, maybe?
We'll see. If they play it aggressively, then they have a shot. But if not...
There we go, already
see the
down.
gameplay out.
2 down for both teams. It seems like both of them are playing pretty aggressive. Stormy out here saying that they want to show Zach who's boss. Already a huge push coming up for them. Can they get the Rainmaker? Fetus is there for the stop, so at least High Voltage is going to get a chance to defend. 2v1 now on the map. Fairpaw all by themselves. Zach, I feel like Rainmaker is the game. If a team is going to be a higher ranked team than them, Rainmaker seems like the game mode where you can get some kind of freakish wins almost, right?
Rainmaker, I think, is an easy game for if you have one great player on your team. You can really get that done, even without a great team to back you up. But unfortunately, I think Stormy is the greatest player in the league. And I think they're going to really be able to take that Rainmaker and probably get the KO here.
Ash using that inkjet to try to get some picks. Not working out though for him quite yet. And unfortunately, the Rainmaker seems to be going to Persistence each time.
They have 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, and there is not a single score that we have seen from High Voltage. And yes, it looks like it's going to open up here, and it does take down JGC.
Unfortunate for JGC, was making a good stop to the play, but now Stormy's on the Rainmaker looking for that KO. Ashy is able to get to the defense, so Salty, it seems like High Voltage can at least defend here. Is that just because of the map and the mode, or are they actually playing better for this KO?
I mean, most of the time they have killed the Rainmakers, it's simply because one of them positioned themselves well and the Rainmaker is just slightly too far up. So it's more of a mistake on Persistence part for not taking your pushes with a bit more patience.
Okay, well, we'll see if that mistake can open up a stance for High Voltage to take the Rainmaker. They are in danger of dropping. I'm surprised they didn't just go for the reset. That might give Persistence another great opportunity to take the Rainmaker and get that KO to try and looking for.
Yeah, it's looking good for Persistence right here. And just lots of beautiful kills here.
Here you go down. This could be the KO right here, Zach. Unless Rose can get there. No, they cannot. And Bearpaw going for the dunk. Persistence taking the 3-0 victory that we expected here today. But I think for most of us, that seemed pretty dominant, maybe more dominant than we were expecting.
Indeed. I would think more dominant on the side of Persistence. I think week after week, we're seeing something more and more special of the unity of Persistence.
Yeah. Salty, what are your takeaways from this matchup? We know it went expected, but did you think it was going to be this lopsided going into a matchup between Persistence and High Voltage?
I was hoping it wasn't, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised either.
Yeah, it looked like they were having some trouble. It's also interesting to me that Zayd came out and played for High Voltage last week. maybe the captain didn't put them in today or they weren't available, but Zayd seemed to help High Voltage get a little boost last week.
Zayd wasn't available today. He told us.
Wasn't available
In
today.
the chat, yeah.
So that's also one of the factors. If you're a High Voltage fan that's hoping for them to turn it around, it didn't seem like maybe they had their 4 best players in today. And so going forward, maybe that's one of their hopes is, hey, we still have other players. You know, we're up against a really good team. So, Zach, how do they move forward in the season now being an unfortunate 0-9?
That is, I would guess, impossible to come back from, unfortunately. And like I was saying before this series even started, I think that High Voltage really needs to just take advantage of the practice that they're going to be getting in these next couple weeks and say, all right, we're going to build ourselves individually so that we can come back together next season as a cohesive unit who also has players that are individually great.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really interested to see what they learn from these experiences. They are tough losses. Today, I think, was the toughest one for them.
Yep.
Week 1 and 2, they had some really close matches where they almost got wins. Today didn't seem like they had a chance whatsoever. So, unfortunate for High Voltage. Persistence, on the other hand, showing up, showing why they're one of the top teams. And I think they are showing everybody they're destined for playoffs.
Yeah.
Can we say they're the best team in the league yet? No, I don't think so. But destined for playoffs, it seems like that is a high chance, although there's most of the season still left to play. There's still 2/3 of games to go for them. So it's not locked in, but looking pretty good, sitting at 7-2 now.
For sure.
So we're going to take a couple-minute break, though, and we're going to be back for our match of the week. I am so excited for it. It is Mirage versus Bittersweet. Both teams undefeated. Both teams looking to say, we are number 1. That is what is up.
Right back.
That is what we're looking for, and Salty will be there as well. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break.